Hello, and welcome to the Busted Knees and Pretty Trees podcast. This show, born from our love of hiking the backcountry, is your first stop to figuring out what it takes to get those boots a-walking out there in the beautiful, remote places of this great country and beyond. We dig into the basics of backpacking gear and what you may need to bring along. We dig into our local and national park systems. We dig into the monuments of Mother Nature and the trails that get you there. And, as nature calls, we dig into the dirt and drop trowel. Now, let's fill that cat hole back in, scatter some sticks and leaves atop, and head back to camp for another great episode of the Busted Knees and Pretty Trees podcast. Welcome, everyone, to the Busted Knees and Pretty Trees podcast. Thank you for lending us your ears. I'm your host and resident layman, Travis J. White. With me, as always, I have the ever-inquisitive Panther handler and knot-tying novice, Bradley Greer.
Hello there.
How's that highwayman's hitch coming, man?
I would say not journeyman.
Ooh.
Like I'm not a full...
You've been promoted?
Yeah.
Are you...
I'm getting there.
What do they call it? Are you under an apprenticeship?
A trade union of YouTube not tires.
Oh,
well,
man.
congratulations for working your way through the program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am corrected. The journeyman.
Thank you.
That's not journeyman. And of course, along with us, we have social media influencer, podcast studio dungeon lord, and our hype man,
Hey,
Paddy Richardson.
Let's go. Come on. We back.
Yeah, we're back. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And a lot has happened since.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with you the last 2 weeks, Brad?
Just taking advantage of the extra time off. Got some things done around the house. Did a couple little day hikes, getting out in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
I keep thinking, oh man, I'm going to get up to Michigan and just do a weekend trip before the year's over. And then I do like a day hike and it's so cold. And I think, no, I'm not doing that.
You can get warmed up though, once you get going.
Yeah, but I just keep thinking of the morning when I wake up and it's 20 degrees outside. That's a tough morning.
It is tough to get out there.
Yeah.
Risk.
Patrick, how you been?
Dude, I've been wonderful. I just have to bring up that this studio, we're down in the studio. For all you listeners out there, we spent this 2 weeks kind of redoing the studio, or at least one day, because it ended up working out better than I think any of us could have
We got a lot
imagined.
done in that one day.
It was still like a 12-hour day.
Yeah, that's right. We'll post photos soon, but it's just vibing down here. It's chilling. We're trying to just hang out with the bros and do some podcasting, and that has made my last 2 weeks impeccably awesome.
Yeah, it's comfort, I
Yeah.
think, was our number one motivating word.
I agree.
And it is
This
comfortable
has been
down here.
fucking awesome. Super happy to be down here again. Starting season 2, locked and loaded.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Let's get it.
let's do it.
What have you been up to, Travis?
Well, Christmas stuff. You know how the holidays are.
Yeah.
Busy. Got to go to the stores, which I absolutely do not like.
You
Yeah.
don't seem like somebody that enjoys standing in a line.
But yeah, so I mean, and I'm so hard to, I guess, please myself when it comes to the gifts that I find for people, it's just never good enough.
Yeah.
I don't like that part of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love this time of year. I like the holiday spirit and that kind of. It seems like everybody's a little bit nicer to each other.
Yeah.
Things are a little bit slower. But yeah, and then I went to a Christmas party with Debbie
Right.
for her work,
Yeah.
and I spun a wheel, I call the Wheel of Destiny, and there were like things you could win on it, and I won a trip to, or I guess a stay at a cottage in Michigan.
All
So
right.
that
Nice.
was pretty awesome.
And the UP
Yeah.
too, right?
No, I thought it was, but it's
Okay.
like a little bit like midway up the mitten
Like
on the Michigan
Oh,
coast.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Right
That's-
on.
Michigan Lake.
It's close to Paddy's place.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, really?
we have a spot in Baldwin, the family does, and then we got married in Charlevoix.
That's where it is.
That is
Charlevoix.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
Yes.
You could go on a tour of Paddy's wedding.
Oh, man,
We
you're
got
gonna have to
married
show
at
us.
the Castle Farms up there.
Yeah.
It was a gorgeous, sprawling castle. It used to be where they play like the Kiss played there.
Wow.
I think maybe the Beatles. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
huge shows, and then they sold it or whatever, and it's a wedding venue now.
Awesome.
But the little downtown of Charlevoix is so pretty because it's right on the lake, but then there's a little like channel that, and then the road will go up, and it's neat little quaint boutique shops. It was just a super fun wedding.
So we can choose
Super fun place.
when we want to go.
Yeah.
What time would you recommend we go up there?
I would go like in the summer,
Yeah.
spring, when everything's coming up. It gets cold up there, dude, and
Yeah.
that
Oh, I
lake will
bet.
just be big old ice chunks flowing in. But when it's nice like that, it's just, I mean, when I was there chilling out, we saw a sailboat come in. So the road lifted up, like the bridge.
Yeah.
And then a little sailboat comes in because the harbor is actually inland more than
Okay.
the lake. It's just it's really quaint. Definitely
right.
in the nice weather. Go up
I'm
there in the nice weather.
Pumped even more.
Yeah, you're going
I
to
can't
love it.
wait.
Charlevoix
Well, I
is
gotta
awesome.
wait now.
Yeah, I know. Well, at least you get to build up that anxiety.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe go when there's 10 feet of snow on the ground. How cool would that be?
I mean, it would be cool.
And don't piss Debbie off because she might just take a friend instead of you.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
You got to be on your best behavior.
You're not guaranteed this. Although you won it.
I did win. I don't know how that
Oh,
works.
yeah, that is a weird one. Yeah.
But I wouldn't have won if she didn't invite me.
That's true. That's true.
We'll see. And there's no written contract or
Yeah.
anything. It was a handshake.
Yeah.
I dapped him up a little bit.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, he is back.
The News Panther
News
back.
just flew in, sitting in our fourth chair here.
I looked directly at that when it happened too.
Well, Brad,
Lay it on us.
All right. The first story comes out of the state of Utah. Utah's Governor Cox announced a sweeping lawsuit that the state filed with the U.S. Supreme Court to challenge the federal government's legal right to hold and manage 18.5 million acres of unappropriated BLM land within the state's border. And I think when they say unappropriated, that means it's not designated as a park, a national forest, a monument. It's just straight BLM land.
can it be accessed
Yeah. Yeah.
by anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So BLM stands for Bureau of Land Management, which is an agency within the Department of Interior. So like within the Department of Interior, you have the National Park Service, BLM, U.S. Forest Service.
Okay.
And BLM's kind of the most open public. Like it's the easiest to access. Like you can just go sleep on BLM land whenever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of a strange thing. If you have a request for a permit to do something on BLM land, they legally have to find a way to let you do it. That's where Burning Man is. Burning Man takes place on BLM land.
No kidding.
So they have to every year apply for permits, and they have a certain set of rules they have to follow, like how much trash is left behind.
Yeah.
They have there's an awesome video, YouTube video by Wendover Productions. And it's like 45 minutes where he's just talking about BLM land. Like a part of it is Burning Man. And you should see this system they have set up to check for trash. They have like specific, so many points, like 100-something points that they dig. And then they can find like so much per square inch of trash in that area.
No kidding.
It's something crazy. So BLM's awesome. They're like some of the most open public lands. And people use it to snowmobile, like any kind of recreation, mountain biking, camping, hiking.
Yeah.
It's everything.
I got another question about this trash. I can't even believe they allow it.
But it's a very small amount because it could be
Yeah.
like say a 10-foot box, and they're allowed like an inch of trash, or like it's a small amount.
Yeah, because I mean, it's going to be impossible when you have that many people come
Yeah.
out to such a small area and live there
Yeah.
and not leave something behind. Someone's going to drop a gum wrapper somewhere.
Yeah.
So with this lawsuit, this is something Utah's been kind of trying for a while. It's almost like trying to get into a fort. You just kind of keep walking around the perimeter trying to find a way in. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like throughout the years, Utah just keeps doing these kind of lawsuits. Sometimes some of their congressional representatives or senators try to pass a bill. And the whole thing is they're just trying to say that the federal government constitutionally cannot own unappropriated land. Yeah. And they've spent millions and millions of dollars of their state, Utah taxpayers' dollars, on nationwide marketing campaigns to try to like sway the public as to why it's bad that the federal government owns these lands.
So what do the people, is there anything about the people, and how do they have referendums? Do they vote? Is there a poll?
This was this was just a campaign season. And this was a huge part of this governor's campaign, was that they were going to take back their BLM land and have it controlled by the state. So it definitely is. I have a quote here from a local professor. Yeah, so University of Colorado's environmental law professor, Mark Squalence, said the lawsuit was unlikely to succeed and is more of a political stunt than anything else. Yeah. So the Utah Enabling Act of 1894 that governed Utah's designation as a state included a promise that it wouldn't make any claim on federal land within the state. So like when one of the parts of Utah becoming a state was Utah saying, we will never make a claim on this federal land.
Right.
So, but it is kind of crazy though, is 70% of Utah is some sort of federal land. So only 30% of the state is controlled by the state government.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And I remember like Nevada's the same way, and it's 80% in Nevada.
Dude, so what's the consensus on this? Because my brain wants to say that's whatever. Like, I mean, if they want to control their own land within the state, then my mind's like right off the bat says, okay, fine, do that. But there's also the side of, I'm just weary of anybody that wants to own land like this. And is this more of a push for like oil drilling?
Yeah, because
any like tearing up the land.
Yeah, like one of their arguments is that land is within the state borders, and the state cannot get any tax money or anything off of that land. They can't get any leases. They can't make any money off of that land. I mean, think about how many people visit the national parks in that state and how much revenue that state gets from that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of crazy.
So what's your thoughts on this? Like, where am I supposed to land on this?
I think it's definitely a slippery slope in two ways.
Right.
One way, if it's unconstitutional for the federal government to own this land,
right,
what's to stop them from saying, okay, you can't own Yellowstone. The government can't own any federal land.
Yeah, that when you put it like that, that's where I would start having the problem, because the federal government, I mean, they do a damn good job at keeping those parks special.
Right. And it's way harder. So if it's controlled by the state, it's way easier. We see states changing their constitution all the time and changing their laws. So a different legislature comes in, they could easily just sell the land, lease it, develop it, do whatever.
Yeah.
And think of a condo complex going in right next to Big Ears or
right next
Zion.
to Half Dome.
Yeah.
Or right in the Zion Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what my thought is.
Yeah.
Is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem broke, so don't fix it. And secondly, if the federal government has proven to me that they're about keeping this land beautiful, undestroyed, and if the state government comes in and you have a regime in there that wants to just sell it all, then what is to stop a nice big house going right on the top of Half Dome?
Jeff Bezos' house.
Oh, that piece of shit.
And think Jeff Bezos could own Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Wyoming and Montana, they would definitely sell that shit off.
So theoretically, if Utah, changed their constitution and took some of that land, I don't know how that would go down, or because of the Constitution.
Yeah.
That would like start a snowball effect.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of this land, all these states would start
That's what
Oh,
he's
yeah.
saying.
making that land and
yeah.
then
Because
privatize
there's
it.
7 other states that signed on to this. Like
Oh, no
Idaho, Wyoming, this is mainly a Western issue, not so much east of the Mississippi, because most of that BLM land is out west.
And there's a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, there's 200 million acres.
That's enough.
Maybe even more than that. What's interesting, so it's 245 million acres of surface land and roughly 700 million acres of subsurface mineral estate.
Well, I think that leads to
The
that's
oil
what I'm
and stuff,
saying.
yeah.
Is when you start getting down into those minerals. Yeah, I mean, building a condo or something would be absolutely terrible. But I'm assuming that most of that want has more to do with the minerals underneath
Yeah.
your topsoil.
Yep. Yeah, so it's a scary story. This is a rare thing in the history of the U.S. Somebody being able to file a lawsuit and go straight to the Supreme Court and skip all the lower courts. It's only happened a couple hundred times, like since the beginning of the country.
Yeah.
So it may not even go to trial, but it's still scary. It's still they're spending. I think I saw like $40 million. They're spending a lot of money on this campaign.
Yeah.
There's so many cringy like eye roll pictures that you see. Like there was one of the governor with a map of the U.S. and like a plane flying from D.C. to Utah and saying like 70-something thousand miles away. That's one of their arguments is we have people in Washington telling us how to run our state.
Yeah, but isn't that why you vote your represent? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the president might not be there, but that's why you have a House and a Senate.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's an interesting story. We'll see where it goes.
Well, the News Panther is out of here.
Yep. See ya.
So that means we need to move on.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah. So, fellas, winter has come to the Midwest. We're neck deep in the holiday spirit.
Yes, we are.
The stockings have been hung on the chimney with care. And we want to talk about some backpacking stuff.
Yeah.
Always.
And we're going to talk about some backpacking stuff that we would like to be under the tree when we wake up on Christmas Day.
Aw, fun.
I wrote it. I wrote Santa. We'll see if he listened.
Yeah, were you good? Because he checked his list twice already, I'm sure of it.
I was pretty good.
Good, Brad.
I was pretty good. I
Yeah,
did
you
all-
were.
Did all my
Okay.
homework.
Yeah,
You did do your homework.
You really did good.
I'll
there.
give you that.
You advanced your life. Good job.
You've
Santa
been
probably got you.
editing these episodes.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep.
He got you.
You've been doing good.
Thank you.
Well done. But so I think for the first, we're gonna have a little go around here, and we're gonna ask some questions.
Yeah.
And so for our first question, we're gonna ask, what is a piece of clothing you want under your tree this year? Bradley.
Yeah, this was a tough one. I chose the Solomon X Ultra 4 Gore-Tex low hiking boots.
Wow. So many words.
Yeah. So I've always had Solomon boots.
You do use the Solomon.
Yeah, and they've treated me well, so I've stuck with Solomon. But this shoe is kind of it still kind of has a higher ankle than a normal sneaker, and just like the foot support, it looks great. It comes in a wide,
Yeah.
and I want to try out a shoe.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Hopefully, I don't roll too many ankles.
I have always looked at trail runners or people that wear shoes on trail. And it's like, man, I bet they're just flying.
Yeah,
I bet it's just so cozy.
yeah. Because
What
I
kind
mean,
of shoes do you mean?
Like trail shoes or
Okay.
trail boots.
Like
they
low
have-
tops?
Low tops, yeah.
like most thru hikers will wear trail runners, and they're like a hybrid sneaker hiking shoe.
Yeah. I bet their ankles are so strong.
Oh, yeah.
They don't need that
They
extra
look
support.
like F1 drivers' necks.
So why Solomon? Why did you get into Solomon?
I think when I started hiking, I must have read a review or something, or just thought they looked cool,
Yeah.
and that was the first boot that I've had.
Yeah.
And I think I've actually have had these shoes at one point in the past, but it was super early on, and something about it, I can't remember what it was, but I like just threw them away.
Yeah.
Because I have a thing, if I don't use it in 6 months or a year, I just throw it away.
Yep, I'm exact same.
So I think I just threw these damn shoes away and didn't even really use them.
So you want some Solomon X Ultra 4 Gore-Tex low hiking shoes.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead
And you
Google
know,
that.
they're nice like in Indiana too, when it like I wear my Solomon boots when it's like snowy and just like rainy, crappy out.
Yeah.
I wear those. So
Yeah, I see that you wear your hiking boots all the time.
when it's
this
because it's
kind of
always
weather,
shitty
granted.
outside.
Yeah, so do I.
When I'm off trail, those things go into my bin in my gear space, and I don't wear them again until I'm back on trail. It's like one of the things that I look forward to is like getting the old boots out. I'm about to put some more miles in these puppies and then put them back to bed.
I
You know
wear
what I mean?
mine every day to work.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's nice. They're nice work boots.
Oh,
It's like I look at it as the modern day snow boot.
Yeah.
Like when you're a kid, we all had snow boots.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much what it is.
I
It's
get you.
waterproof.
yeah. Travis, what about you?
Since whenever I think it's usually my mom gets me socks for Christmas.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't care what kind of socks they are,
Yeah.
as long as I get socks. Because you put a fresh pair of socks on, man, it never feels
Oh, yeah.
better. So I was thinking just a simple gift, just a pair of socks, and I picked Darn Tough socks, and that's the name brand,
Yeah.
Darn Tough.
Yeah.
And apparently Brad has them on right now.
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
But they come with an unconditional lifetime guarantee. So basically what they say is if we can tell that it is a Darn Tough sock, no matter how mangled it is, they will replace them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I can sort of vouch for that because I've had 2 pairs that I've sent back in. Like the ball of my foot, the wool wore off, and it was just like the elastic material.
Yep.
And they gave me a credit to go buy like I don't know if it was specifically a Solomon gift card, but yeah, I got 2 new pairs.
Darn tough.
Or yeah, what I said.
Yeah, Solomon.
Solomon. Yeah.
You're back on your boots.
Darn tough.
Now you're
Yeah.
like just dreaming like, God damn. I
Talking
can't
about
wait
the
for
socks
Christmas.
I put in them boots.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but the reason they're such great socks is they're good for hiking because they come in the merino wool or synthetic if you're a synthetic guy, Patrick.
I'm not a synthetic
They
guy.
do have a
Whatever.
synthetic version?
Yes.
Oh.
And you
Is it
can
cheaper?
get padded, unpadded, like padded all the way around the
Yeah.
foot. You can get low cut
Yeah.
socks, medium, boot cut, and then like your full
All the socks.
all the way
to
up to your knee.
Yep.
To where if you're wearing shorts when you're hiking,
Yep.
you can protect your calves.
Yeah.
Which would be really nice, you know,
Yeah.
from those bugs. Imagine going down to in Michigan, going down that sand dune,
The
and those
black
black
flies.
flies just biting the shit out of your
Oh.
legs. But yeah, they're just seem like amazing socks I've never worn before, and I would.
Oh man.
I'd like to have them in a box
Yeah.
under the Christmas tree. What about you, Patrick?
Well, really quick, the Darn Tough socks, what I've noticed too is that in like an REI or in your local like larger outfitter, those Darn Tough socks are quite expensive.
Oh yes,
But we have a Sierra here that just came into Fort Wayne, and they sell those socks at Sierra for like $12.99 a piece.
wow.
And it's my understanding that that lifetime unconditional guarantee still sticks on those socks as well.
No kidding.
Like they don't. There's no difference. So I thought that's when I started really stockpiling my good socks. Was once
Yeah.
that Sierra came, I can just pop in there, get a new pair of socks for $12, and there's nothing better than like a freshy pair of wool socks.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
oh, just
yeah,
toasty warm.
their
dude.
sock section's a gold mine.
It is a gold mine.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you really do want a pair of these socks, and these are great for backpacking, they're great for hiking, they're great for
Yeah.
chilling around the cabin,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, or wearing every day.
I'm pretty sure I've had this pair for 8 years.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So you can definitely find a deal
Wow,
there. at
are
your-
they still
at your
comfortable?
Sierra.
Yeah.
Still breathing?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give them a test drive later.
Ew. Patty, what's your choice?
So the one I chose is I saw you on trail, and at the end of the day and in the morning, you had a nice pair of gloves.
Oh yeah.
Lightweight, thin gloves, but you just look toasty warm. Or, at the end of the night and you're up in the mountains, if it's not the perfect weather in the world, then you do get a little bit chilly when that sun goes down, when that breeze starts whipping off that valley floor. And so I chose the Smartwool Active Fleece Insulated Gloves. They are lightweight, extremely lightweight. Anybody that knows or rocks Smartwool knows the kind of quality material they put out. So I don't think I have to discuss that so much. These gloves do have the finger touch for your phone. Mm-hmm. So you're up in the morning, it's chilly willy, your food is getting cooked in the jet boil, and you want to take a photo of the sunrise. You can pop these gloves on, still work your phone, still work your cameras, whatever.
Nice.
Warm wool. Smartwool has some of the best wool material, wool clothing. So it's just really warm on those cold nights and mornings. And that was my choice, dude.
Are they like, how some gloves are more stretchy and some are kind of more fitted?
Yeah.
Are they more like a fitted feel?
I think these are kind of fitted.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
that's
think
the ones that I had. That's one thing I like about them is they're like pretty well fitted.
Yeah.
Like perfectly.
Yeah, I don't want clunky gloves because when you're trying to get into that bear canister, when you're putting all your stuff away, that clunky glove is just much. And then also storing it in your pack, it's just more space. Yeah. So these are just nice and easy. The price on these is, I think I saw them for just over $50.
Oh, yeah.
So not that bad and that was at REI. So, if you're a member, you still get free shipping. It's gorgeous. So yeah, that was my choice. I hope that piece of clothing is underneath my tree. Wifey, if you're listening, or Santa, go at it.
Yeah,
nice. Good choice.
A good pair of gloves is important when you're out there hiking in the colder weather, because your hands will you're not moving real fast, but if that wind's blowing, it's just hitting your hands, and you got them on those trekking poles.
For real.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
All right, let's head on to the next question.
Yeah.
What is on your wish list when it comes to brand new gear?
Dude, I'll start this one because I have been psyched about this. It's something that a piece of gear that I've wanted for a long time. Right now they're on sale for just about $200. So I feel like that's a fantastic deal. And that's, once again, at your REI, at your backcountry, wherever these watches are sold, all over the place. But it's the Coros Pace 3 GPS watch. The GPS to me is the thing that I like. There's tons of watches on the market for trail running, making sure your heart rate's fine, your distance, your health stuff. I wanted something that I could see the GPS. I could see a little bit of topography based on the software. And this watch has it all.
Nice.
It's a lighter weight plastic material that it's made out of. So I think that that's a con. Most people don't like that. They want that heavier metal, kind of more. You could take that thing and clang it against a mountainside or a rock that you're jettying up, and it wouldn't do anything. So I think it's a little bit more sensitive, yeah, but still an extremely top-rated watch. It's been a top-rated watch since it came out. This is the Pace 3. I believe they're on the Pace 4 even. So, but that's a little bit more. That's why this is down to the 200 range. Okay. But the software's still kicking. The battery life on this is supposed to be like 48 hours or something, like a crazy amount of battery life, because you're thinking that you're not just talking about a watch, you're talking about running GPS the entire time you're out there, and it's 48 hours.
Like an iPhone would last like 4 hours.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, so I just thought that was really cool. The breadcrumb route navigation is something I've been reading about since I got into these GPS watches, and apparently that's really high end. It's really detailed to like the minute steps. So some of these watches with a less sophisticated route navigation you could track every 5 miles or however much, but you can actually drop these pins and it keeps track of like your footage. And to me, that would just be really cool as well, without having to have a phone, right?
You wouldn't end up like Bob Shock.
Yeah, I would not be Bob Shock. I would just refer to my
We're going
watch.
to keep calling back to Bob Shock.
Is he the one that was naked?
Yeah.
Howling like a wolf. Yeah, no, I would not. I would just refer to my watch and walk out.
Is it a USB? How's it charged?
I believe it is a USB.
Okay.
Yes. I would have to check on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like all the ones that I was looking at, they're all, I mean, it's all universal anymore. They're going to make it as easy as you can. And if most people bring a battery pack, like an external battery, so you just run that.
That's all I was just trying to think, like if you have to bring an additional cord for it or something.
No, see, and I bring like a couple cords with me to do my headphones or my phone because I'm taking photos all damn day or having the GPS up. So I always have an external pack, and that'll 48 hours is a long fucking time, dude.
Like I take my Apple Watch because it has some decent map stuff on it and GPS, but I can't run the navigation all day.
Yeah.
Like it won't last the whole day.
Yeah.
Does it require any sort of subscription, or is it?
I believe there is, like when you get it up like going, but from everything I read, the interface is super easy. Like it's just click and play kind of a thing. So I'm not entirely sure. I assume you probably have to sign up to Koros and be able to get their updates, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about like having to pay for software.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Good
like
question,
you have to do
Travi.
with an inReach or something.
There's always something.
There's always something. What about you, Brad?
I would like, after my last pick, I realized I needed a better duffel bag for traveling on a plane and stuff. So my item on my wish list is the Patagonia Black Hole Duffel 70 liter.
Damn, 70 liters.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, think like if my pack's, I don't even know if it's big enough, because if my pack's 65 liters, that's inside of the pack. So
Yeah,
I think
that's
it'll
true.
be big enough.
I mean, you got 10 liters to
Yeah, that's
work
No,
around.
5.
Yeah.
65 to 70.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But like on the last trip, this is, I think, the first time I've had to fly with my gear. So I didn't want to pack my bag and risk something getting broken or lost, which we've experienced on a trip.
Yeah, I wish you would have said something to me before, like when you guys both had duffel bags at the airport, and I'm sitting there like, oh, fuck, man. And then it all came to fruition. Like everything you guys warned me about happened. My bear canister exploded. My bug spray exploded. My everything.
This is because
I didn't
Paddy checked his
pack.
backpacking pack
And-
with everything as it would be,
And had bug spray in it.
with nothing. It wasn't inside anything. Like
No.
your hiking poles were strapped to the outside.
Yep.
Your tent poles were outside too.
Lost the tent poles,
Yeah.
or the airlines lost the tent poles.
Stuff was falling out.
Lost my coffee mug.
somehow shattered a bear canister.
Yeah.
Like it was spider webbed, like cracked.
I'm not sure how that, I mean, it was because okay, so if you are listening right now and you're getting ready to fly somewhere for a backpacking trip and you are forced, like in most of the Western states, to carry a bear canister with you, make sure you open all of that. Like, do not just like get it tight and let that ride.
Don't
'cause
seal it.
Don't seal it. Don't make it
Yeah.
airtight, because that's what happened when that exploded.
Yeah.
The pressure change.
Crazy. I would definitely recommend, if you're carrying a pack to another state where you have to fly, to have a duffel.
Yeah.
That really
So,
made
Put it in a
easy.
duffel.
So that was like on the last trip we went on, I had my military issue duffel bag and I had taken the shoulder straps off. So I had to like just drag that damn thing everywhere we went. So I want to get one, like this Patagonia Black Hole has shoulder straps and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, you
And-
got to remember you got to drag it around an airport.
Yeah.
So.
And it is even nice, like when camping before or after your backpacking trip, just having a second large bag to put shit in
Yep.
is handy.
Yep.
So it's definitely worth just packing all your gear in a duffel bag.
For sure.
What's your wish list choice?
Well, since my old pack is falling apart
Yeah.
at the seams,
R.I.P.
it's done a lot of work, and I'd say the biggest problem is my gear is too big that I stuff in it, and I just stuff the hell out of it.
Yeah, like it's a really old pack and your gear's too big.
Yeah. And I'm just, putting the clips in and just yanking on those straps and just getting as tight as I can, because I love a good tight pack.
Oh, yeah. Gotta
So
be tight.
I decided I should probably maybe get a new pack.
Man, that'll be a sad day when I look ahead of me on the trail
Yeah.
and I don't see that pack.
You won't
anymore.
recognize me.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is
You
that?
won't know.
you might get
who's that
bear sprayed.
stranger?
I'll know you by your cowboy hat. Dude. I'll know you by your cowboy hat.
But
What pack are you gonna go with then?
well, after doing a little bit of research, I don't know as much as about packs and stuff as you guys, but I learned a lot, on our backpacking episode.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah, you
backpack
did.
episode.
Yeah.
So as I did my research, I kind of looked at everything that kind of fit me, the weight of it, and the different kind of frame system and everything, and how the capacity, which I decided to go with a 70.
Woo!
So that I can fit all that stuff in there
Yeah.
without, overstressing my pack. And I don't want to ruin my pack just because I want all this junk in it.
That is
And
a crazy large pack.
Your World War
Yes.
II era rifle
Stabbing
dagger.
knife, yeah. But this pack weighs just a little bit more than my old one. Because my old one it's not very advanced
Right,
in terms
right.
of
Is it Osprey, Gregory?
my old
REI?
North Face one.
No, the one you want.
Gregory 70.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gregory.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
That
brand.
that was my first. Wait,
good
is it a
brand.
Baltaro?
I think so.
That was my first pack.
70 liter.
Yeah, it was 65 or 70. The Baltaro came in a couple different sizes.
Cool.
There's a 75 too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mine might have been the 75,
Whoa,
actually.
that's a big one.
I don't know. I'll have to look. I have pictures of it.
But yeah, and I thought, it's going to be about the same weight, but just ergonomically, it'll fit my body so much better. I imagine it'll be night and day difference between that old pack and a new, more advanced one.
Yeah.
Oh, I 100%.
Yeah. And do they upgrade the packs? They have the same name, but they'll come out with newer versions of
Yeah.
them that are like better.
Yeah, because that Baltaro I bought was in like 2015 or 14 or something.
Yeah, so I wonder what the big differences are from that one to this
Oh
one.
man, probably the backing of it, like we were talking about with the suspended back or the foam backing.
The mesh
Probably getting
in the
bigger
back.
bigger hip belt. Your shoulder straps are probably better, like
Oh,
more
yeah.
padded.
It seems like a lot of them are going towards breathe, like a way to make it breathe better on
Yeah.
your back. That's I
Right.
think like the Osprey anti-gravity system.
What's the price on a Gregory 70?
I think when I looked it up, it was $350 to
$350?
like $400.
And
something like
next
that.
year you'd be able to get that thing for $100 off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember when I was at REI looking at Gregory's, and this has always stuck with me. The salesman said Gregory's are like the Cadillacs of backpacks.
Really?
Yeah.
But not the Ferraris or the Lambos.
That might be the Ospreys.
Yeah. Is that a compliment or?
No, I
I'm
think
not
they're
sure.
just like a luxurious,
Luxurious?
like super comfortable
Yeah,
backpack.
yeah. You have the Osprey now.
I like my Osprey more than I like my
Yeah,
Gregory.
yeah.
But that was also from 2014, so I'm sure now they're even better.
And back to your point, Travis.
Plus,
I
that
have-
guy could have been full of shit.
Well,
I don't know if I would ever call it the Cadillac. of
Man,
backpacks.
if I walk
Those
into an
dudes are pretty
REI,
valuable.
I believe everything.
Yeah, those
they
dudes like
say.
what they do.
That's probably why I
Seems-
bought it.
I talked to a very knowledgeable headlamp
Yeah.
employee. It
For
was
about 30 minutes.
It was a long time.
That's awesome.
I learned a lot.
Hey, let me ask this next one. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, dude, because I'm kind of excited about this one. If you guys had all the money in the world to spend, okay, what would you splurge on? Like, what is the thing that you would just spend the money on and lock it and load it? You're walking into an Outfitters. I'm going straight to that. I'm doing it, no regrets.
I had to think hard about this one.
Yeah. Well, can you lay it on me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's been so many times that I've been out there. I think me and Paddy experienced this where you're like sitting on one ridge, looking over at another ridge, and you see something and you're just wondering what the hell's going on over there.
Yeah, we did do
Like
that.
me and Patty saw this. It was a pretty steep cliffside, just all woods, or not woods, just like too steep for anything to be there.
Yep.
And we saw like a pasture and a horse or something
Yeah.
just kind of meandering the pasture, and we couldn't figure out what was going on.
That would have been fun.
So my choice is
Yeah.
a pair of Maven B.7 8x25, 10x25 binoculars.
Ooh.
Binos.
Oh baby,
That's
You're going to
awesome.
glass some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like there's
that's sweet.
There's so many times. Like you always see a lot of videos where they're like, say they kind of shit on people bringing binos and stuff like that. It's just extra weight. You're never gonna have time to stop and look.
Through hikers.
But we
Yeah.
plan our trips so that we have time to stop and look. Like
Yeah,
we only
that's what
do
we
like
wanna
we'll
do.
we do
Yeah.
6-8 mile days so that we have time to
Yeah, that's
enjoy
right.
the beauty.
You should.
But yeah, I mean these things are only 12.4 ounces.
Whoa.
And they're pretty. I mean, they have two ranges too: 8x25 and 10x25.
Really?
And they're waterproof. They have a lifetime warranty. They cost $600.
Hey, you're splurging today, baby.
Yeah, I could see myself definitely setting an alert for prices on this thing.
Can I ask you a question about this? Because I probably have not looked through a pair of binoculars in like 30 years.
Yeah.
Like the ones that your parents would get you, you know? Something like that
My dad's-
way back in the day.
My dad still has a pair of his go-to Kmart binoculars.
When Kmart.
Kmart, man.
Damn right. Kmart.
And they're decent. They're decent.
Stop by for an
Nice.
icy and a shop. Kmart was the jazz,
Hell
dude.
yeah, it was.
But what is it like? What's the technology in new binoculars?
I think in glass quality, lens quality,
Yeah.
and just how like making them more durable.
Are they digital?
No,
Like, or is there still like
no.
the little
Yeah, it's
dial?
lenses.
Really?
And I think it's the quality of the lenses and like cutting the glass and making it like a perfect clear
Yeah.
lens.
All right.
Mainline and photons.
Just like
man.
making
Yeah.
it like more pure, clear.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's what, and just like the preciseness of making those lenses in high volumes.
You're kind of making me want a pair
dude,
of binoculars.
yeah.
There are so many times being out, even just, I wish I had a pair in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just being out there on the trail where I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wish I could, dial in on that and see what's going on.
When we get that birder on in the next few episodes, I think he's going to be psyched to hear your binoc
Oh, yeah.
story. I got a feeling he's going to have quite a few recommendations.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
'Cause That's
I'm sure he
that's
will.
the other thing that I think that when you're getting dumped on for having a pair of binocs, well, there's a lot of birds out there on the trail.
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of different
all kinds
species.
of fauna.
Yeah, flora and fauna, and to be able to look at those and see those birds
Yeah.
up close, dude, it's cool, man.
Patrick, for being a self-proclaimed birder,
Oh no, I am very.
I want to be a
novice.
birder.
Yes.
you're a novice?
Oh,
You're below
extremely
journeyman?
novice. I believe I'm below journeyman, dude. Embarrassing story. When I had Instagram, a personal account, that is the only thing I used it for. Was I would go hiking around with my pack on and everything all over Fort Wayne, and I called my series "Backyard Nature," and I would just go out and bird in downtown Fort Wayne
That's
and
awesome.
all the parks. I would put my big pack, so then I can exercise as well and get ready for my
Yeah.
hikes. But I put my big pack on. I'd carry my camera, and back then I had like a Nikon XLR or something or another. And so I would take that out, put it on tripod if the bird was moving around, and then try to get like the best shot just for my Instagram
Hell yeah,
page.
dude.
I thought I was going to
What's
blow
wrong
up.
with that? Like that's
Oh, I don't know.
Cool
Just
as
because I
hell.
look at Instagram as kind of like a nerdy, like who gives a shit thing.
Hey, he's our social media influencer.
Well, I like it for this, and I'm proud of
that's the
people
thing,
that do
yeah.
have it. It's just I'm not of that generation. That was just where I thought I could fit in with it.
you want to show your art?
Yeah, I do. But I wasn't like good at it either. Like the photos I would take of a bird, their one leg is moving, so it's like
Blurred, a little blurry or something?
yeah, it's blurry. My brother would make fun of me. So it was just whatever.
Can we
but-
get a hold of those photos?
Oh yeah, I definitely have some. I'll
Oh,
show you
yeah.
some later.
I would love
I'll
it.
post some of the old backyard nature photos.
yeah, dog.
I've got some neat ones.
Travie.
Yeah, Travie, what's yours?
Now you want to
dude?
know what I want.
Yeah, I do want to know what you want. I can see it on our show notes, and I'm excited for this.
Well, I guess it's kind of, if I had all the money in the world, this wouldn't be the best idea because I could buy some pretty sweet stuff. Well, I guess binoculars.
No, dude, this is a great one.
Well, yeah. I think this is the. Just go ahead.
It's a splurge. It's a splurge, and
Yeah.
I assume you never buy this for
Right.
yourself in a day on a normal day.
It might happen. Anyway, so because these packs are getting pretty heavy, I'm past 40. I thought, man, what a great idea it would, or how much fun it would be to have a donkey to carry all of my gear for me. Not all of it. I wouldn't be cruel. But so I did a little research. I've actually been thinking about this for a while, like seriously, because my family owns a farm down in Wells County, so there's plenty of land to go around. If I choose to go that route down there, I'd have to do a lot of convincing. But I'd like to get a donkey, and if you get one donkey, you got to get two because they're very social animals and they, create bonds and stuff. But I researched all the food, the hay, and, you'll want to give them some oats and stuff. And then you'll, pay for medical treatments and checkups, and you'll need a farrier to take care of their hooves and stuff.
Farrier?
Yeah, the person that trims up
I didn't know they
hooves.
had a name.
Or and do horseshoes and stuff like that.
Farrier.
I'm not sure if a farrier is just for horses or like to shoe a horse or whatever, but they also trim up the hooves and stuff. But I'm not sure if they're probably not like, no, I don't want to do donkeys. I only do horses. But and cost wise, I almost, after I started adding up what I pay for my dog Hermes for like medical and his pills and food and everything, it's like almost like the same price. But I would need.
Do you think you could grow your own hay?
No, but hay is pretty easy, to get around here.
Yeah.
A lot of people have bales just sitting around because they don't know what to do with it. So that wouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, and these animals it seems that they're very much, dog-like. Like they'll form that bond with you like a dog would, and they'll play like dogs. I've watched videos of them playing with toys like dogs with other dogs and
I've
stuff.
actually recently seen some of these videos.
Yeah, and they just seem like really cool animals. The only problem, I think, is everybody says that they're very noisy animals, like doing the hee-haw and stuff like that. But yeah, I would absolutely love an opportunity to, get my pack donkey, take him out to wherever and, throw on, a pack on him.
Awesome.
And I don't have to worry so much about, my knees taking a beating. And
As funny as I think this one is, it's also so practical that I think that's what makes it more funny. It's like, well, why not bring a donkey?
well, a donkey is like one of the number one farm tools in many countries still to this day.
Is there a reason for a donkey over a mule?
I think mules are just bigger.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, a donkey would be my size. I'm not sure.
Little guy.
This is a little guy.
size.
You can get real mini donkeys that are
on,
really
donkey.
little. In the donkey community, we call them donks.
Donks.
So-
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, dude. We
So,
are
yeah.
sorry to offend the community.
I want to get 2 donks. That's my backpacking
Oh,
wish
yeah.
list.
I think that's
Ultimate
wonderful.
wish list.
Wonderful.
I hope. I fork and hope this happens.
I want to split the cost, and I will take the other donkey for my own, and I will call it Bubba.
Oh yeah. That's what I was joking. Like, oh, we'll have 2 donkeys on the
Yeah,
trail.
you
Like, none of
kidding
us
me?
have to
Oh,
carry
yeah.
our
This
packs.
is going to be the best backpacking
And I'm
life
going to
I've
take
ever had.
both donkeys, probably.
yeah.
I won't have to carry shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And then
one-
I help you guys
You
out
might be able
too.
to ride one.
Yeah. I said we could bring lumber and like build stuff
Oh yeah.
out
Oh
there.
man.
I don't want to get the donkey hoofing shit up 11,000 feet, but it does seem fun just to have a donkey. I think it'd be fun to take a dog when you're allowed.
Yeah, and by the way, there are some parks in this country where you can bring a horse. You can ride a horse
yeah.
through the trails. You can take a donkey through the trails.
We're looking at Ray Lake's Loop right now, and you can have pack animals on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is an option
Oh,
for
yeah.
anybody out there.
That's part of these federal lands catering to what people want. Like if so many people want pack animals, horses, like
They'll give it to us.
All right. Well, that's my pick. Patrick, what's yours?
Sea to Summit Spark 30-degree down sleeping bag.
Okay.
After our conversation in season 1 about sleeping bags and doing some more research, and I've talked even about it during that episode where I have been in the motion is towards down.
got him converted another one.
Well, you did it slightly. But to me, the big deal is I when I pack my pack, the sleeping bag I have now, which is synthetic, it's the Kelty Cosmic Down or Cosmic 20-degree. It's just big. Your sleeping bag takes up so much space.
Massive.
And when you're going out west and you have to have the bear canister, I just really want to start bringing that weight down and bringing that volume down.
Mm-hmm.
And with this bag, it's got a huge rating. I think it's like an 8 or a 9 on Gear Lab for the packability. When I looked at it, it is maybe the size, like a little bit bigger than your average Nalgene bottle. That's how small it gets.
That's pretty small.
So small. The photo, yeah, right there. The photo online, the guy's like holding it in front of his belly, and it is just
That's
teensy
crazy.
weensy. It comes in its own compression sack as well, so you don't have to take it out of that, which to me, when I have all my stuff organized, I like to be able to see like the compression sack or the sack it's in, because I know the colors, I know whatever, which is whatever. It's natural down.
Does it have a pillow pouch?
It's got a pillow pouch. It's extremely lightweight. It's got all the amenities along. Well, maybe a few less amenities.
What's that fill power?
Oh shit, man.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know right now. I should know, but I do know that this pack is roughly $550. Right now it's on sale, so it'll probably go back up. It is expensive.
So it's got to be a high fill power.
It's a high fill
It
power.
better be.
Well, it's 30-degree.
I'm liking it.
Yeah, go ahead and check it out. But it's 30-degree, so I was a little bit worried about the idea that it's rated higher temperature than the bag I have now.
Yeah.
But I think with my big body, with my Cotopaxi base layers on, with that new pair of gloves, my big wool socks for my sleeping, it's just I feel like I can stay warm enough in a 30-degree.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not going out into the mountains
What do you got
or into
there?
the winter.
850 plus fill power.
Suck it, bros.
Ooh. down.
What's that
Jump
mean?
on, dude? It means warm and toasty, and it's going to be nice.
All right.
More lightweight, more loft.
More loft. Yep.
So what's the higher end?
Oh, I mean, dude. There isn't like a boatload more higher end than this.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
was looking at the Zenbivy Ultralight.
Yeah.
Like it's their top quilt, best one you can get, and
Yeah.
it was 900 fill power.
Yeah.
And like $500.
Yep.
Yeah. It's to me at some point you start getting into the super ultralight and you're going to start looking at the 45 degrees
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and that's not where I want to be.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to make sure I'm not trying to question in the middle of the night how I'm staying warm, but I also want that super tiny packability.
I almost think when I saw this this bag,
Mm-hmm.
the 30-degree, I was thinking in my 10-degree, I've never been woken up and thought, man, I'm hot and sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. You would think sleeping in 30 degrees in a 10-degree bag, you would get hot, but because that's why I keep thinking between a 30 and 10-degree. Like, I wonder if I would be freezing in a 30-degree.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
What's yours now?
20.
And you're toasty in that.
Yeah, but I'm a big ass dude. Like I
Yeah.
probably sleep differently than you. You know, my sleeping pad is insulated, like 3 season or 4
Yeah.
season or whatever. So it's gorgeous.
Mine's a 30, but some nights I need to have my little blanket that I bring
Yeah.
to just
Your
make
little-
myself a little more comfortable.
Your liner.
Little snuggly.
Little
s-
snuggly.
snuggle blanket.
Brad, you want to take this next one?
Yeah, this one's the one I'm actually most excited about.
I know.
So, what would you like in your stocking? Something that would be like under $30, small little
Like
gadget.
a little stocking stuffer.
Yeah,
Okay.
Patty, what would you like?
Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb here, okay? This is this it's something that I've been seeing a lot of online.
I'm curious about this.
They're sold out everywhere. Every brand of these has been sold out for like the last 2 weeks.
Damn.
So it is being bought up. But this is the Kulo Clean portable bidet.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Bros, I'm telling you, I use dude wipes on trail or any kind of wipe that I can find, whatever they're making at the time.
Yeah.
Unscented, yes. But having that nice, cold, wet wipe on the old tush after a mountain shit is just nice.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking to myself, well, what if I didn't have to carry the wipes and I had something a little more clean, like for nature, and I don't have to carry it out and stuff. So why not give a little mountain spritz of some mountain spring water right to the bee hole?
How do you get it off?
Dude, it's you just you put it on your water bottle, and then it's just like this easy plastic thing. And then when you're squatted down,
It's probably got to be filtered, or it probably should be filtered water, right?
I don't know. Who gives a shit? I mean, right? Does that matter?
Yeah.
Does unfiltered water going into
Squirt bacteria right up your butt.
Is that would that
No,
happen?
because you would go swimming in that water.
Yeah.
No, because
I mean, I think if you're not ingesting it, you're fine. You're fine.
No, because
Brad's out there to butt blood.
like back in whatever 20 years ago, dudes were sticking like ecstasy pills up their ass and
Oh,
shit because
God,
it
Brad,
absorbs into your bloodstream.
This is exactly where I thought this conversation would go. If I brought
That's
bidet
exactly
up.
where you thought it would go.
I'm definitely
That's not exactly where I thought it would go.
an example for how bacteria can affect you
Yeah.
by shoving X up your ass.
No, dude. So I know.
I don't think it has that much pressure. Yeah.
it's got. I mean,
Oh, you're not sticking it in there?
it's not that I watched like a how-to or there's no real videos online of this.
Yeah.
But it's pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah,
and the video of the stream looks pretty decent. Like they engineered this little spout to be pretty well. It shoots up 6 inches, so you're not holding it right on it. But I understand the kind of mockery or the funny part of having a bidet out there.
Idea.
But to me, it was either going to be a shower or a bidet. And I think that if you need a shower, if you want to have cold water, you jump into a lake. In most of these places, you're going to come across some body of water, whether or not it's a creek or a waterfall or a lake or a pond. You're going to come in there, and if you feel that dirty, then you can go ahead and do that. For me,
I always do that.
yeah, I mean, I wanted to, but I didn't. But for me, I just thought that this is just a nice little bonus.
Right.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, you said you didn't want to use any more dude wipes and stuff like that.
Well, I don't
Like,
mind
what do you
using-
do after you douse your hole?
Well,
Like,
I
do you
mean,
just leave it
still
wet?
You still have TP.
Dab it with TP.
Okay.
Yeah, like I still bring my roll of toilet paper that I pull off the cardboard, put into a bag. So I still have that.
All right.
But this is after the wiping. You're just freshening it up.
Okay.
Man.
At first, I was thinking, well, you just get your ass wet and then you pull up your pants.
No, but I got these nice little ex officios, so I don't think they'd stay wet longer than 2 minutes.
Travis, what's your stocking stuffer?
I've I don't know why, but I just like little gadgets, especially, I guess, adventurers gadgets. And I've always wanted a compass, like a nice one.
Yeah.
So I thought in the military, you use, military compasses, and those are lensatic compasses.
Is that a brand or like a style?
It's a style.
Okay.
And basically, it comes folded. It's like a flip phone.
Oh, yeah, I can picture that.
You flip it. You can flip it like 90 degrees, and there's a little hole on the top with a wire, and you look at that, point that at your target, figure out which degrees you want to go, and then, adjust, and you can just keep an eye on that. It'll make sure that you're staying on target.
Damn, I kind of want one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you combine that with a map of where you are, and you can, figure your way anywhere. And I know there's all these nice GPS, watches and, things on your phone and stuff like that, which, those are great to have. But I really, I like that more I don't know, you wouldn't call it analog, but just a piece of hardware.
Oh yeah, even though I have like all the satellite stuff, I bring a physical compass every time I go.
I think that's extremely intelligent. You know, that technology can only go so far sometimes, and you need that analog stuff.
I always have mine.
Travis, I got to say that fits your backpacking personality perfectly.
I think it'd be, even while you're doing a trip, could be great practice using it while you're, like the route you're going.
Absolutely. And just, you know which direction you're going all the time, and at what degrees, and
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just, and it would be cool to be able to plot it on a map and stuff like that with the combination with the compass and, what do they call the other thing where you,
He'd be like,
protractor.
That guy's got about 2 more clicks until with the next water source.
I'll keep more accurate like distance than Brad. Brad's like, we have a half a mile, and I'm like, no, we have 3 miles.
Hey, I would really like that. Because Brad fucks with me. Hey, Brad, I know you're itching to get to yours because this is your favorite topic, and we've talked about this a couple times at work. What is your answer to this question?
Well, as you know, I love a good camp.
Yes,
setting
you
up
do.
a good campsite. So I want the Big Agnes Mountain Glow tent camp lights.
Ooh, camp lights.
This is kind of a dual source, or a kind of a dual thing. It's 100 inches long of string or strip lights,
Wow.
LED strip lights.
That is quite long.
Yeah, and there's 4 plastic clips spread throughout that 100 inches. What's 100 inches? Like 8 foot?
Hell, I don't know. I can't
That's
do
math,
that.
bro.
Yeah, I think it's like 8 feet. That's pretty good. But then you can bunch them up or wrap them up, whatever, and it comes inside of a little pyramid shaped kind of lantern bag.
Oh.
So you just throw them in that bag, and then that bag has a clip on it. So you can either inside your tent, at your campsite, whatever, you can string these lights up, or you can just have it like as a lantern bag. It's kind of what Kirsten had one on her last trip, like a little lantern light. So I thought that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm buying one.
I'm all about it
for sure.
I can't wait to set up camp.
That's what I was
next time.
thinking. Like if multiple people have that, we could have an awesome campsite.
Damn.
But it takes
Be Burning Man.
Yeah, so it takes 3 AAA batteries, or you can plug it in to a power bank, so it has a USB. One of the selling points on the website, which I thought was a good idea, you can set, especially if you have a couple people that have these, you don't need to have headlamps while you're walking around camp and looking at when somebody talks to you and you look at them and you just blind them with your headlamp.
Blast them in the face.
Yeah, and these also they have 3 settings: on, off, and flicker. So I figured flicker, that's probably good if you're stuck and need help. You can at night flicker
you'd be
your
able to
lights.
see that for miles.
And
from
if you're heading off camp to go do some business, you can easily see, find camp again.
Where do you find this, and how much are they?
So they're Big Agnes brand, and you can find them right now on Amazon. They're $29. I think
for
normal
100 inches.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Normal price, they're $34.
Dang.
And they only weigh 2 ounces.
Jeez.
Ooh, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Is how much does that thing weigh?
That's got to be without batteries.
Without batteries.
But I was thinking too, I always bring backup AAAs for my headlamp, and that's 3. They had to have planned this. It's 3 AAA batteries for your headlamp. So your backup batteries can be in that, because even if you're using it at camp at night, it's LED lights, so it's not using much power at all.
All right, guys, that's the end of our episode. So I think we're ready to get out of here, right?
Yeah, let's get out of here. We got that IU game, baby.
Oh, yeah, we got to get that turned on.
39 minutes late.
Oh, shoot. All right, we got to get out of here. Hey, everybody, thank you for listening. We really appreciate any feedback you give us on our socials. And thanks again. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye.
Keep on sauntering.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
Join the conversation by following us on social media You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching at Busted Pretty. You can join our Facebook group by searching Busted Knees and Pretty Trees or reach us directly by emailing us at bustedpretty@gmail.com. No spaces, no underscores.